Okay, so before I start, just a little disclaimer. I'm a bit of a nut for two things, UFOs and Sasquatch. However, I like to see myself as a reasonable member of the UFO or Bigfoot communities. One who tries to remain skeptical to most of the videos or pictures being passed off as evidence to the existence of either. But I'm not gonna lie, I might have a little bit of a confirmation bias for those two subjects. I also have an uncle who swears up and down that he encountered what he referred to as a skunk ape in the National Forest of the Florida Panhandle in 1982. So I grew up hearing stories about skunk apes and Sasquatch my entire life, sort of like a campfire lore type deal. And like I mentioned before, I would technically consider myself a believer, but a skeptical one. 99.9% of the videos or pictures related to the subject of Sasquatch or Bigfoot are embarrassingly bogus. That being said, there's still that 0.1%, and after years of subjecting myself to unwatchable bullshit, blurry black bears, and poorly executed hoaxes, there are a couple of incidents that to me really stand out above the others. I believe that these three cases are probably the most intriguing or believable cases in which Sasquatch were thought to have been caught on camera. Number 3. The Patterson-Gimlin footage. I'm sure you've already seen this probably more times than you want to. I'll try to keep this short. But this video is truly iconic and is by far the most widely viewed piece of footage regarding any cryptid ever. For a lot of people, this video is what comes to mind when they hear the word Bigfoot. That being said, what makes this film so interesting is that if it was some sort of hoax, despite decades of trying, nobody has been able to successfully replicate it. In fact, as technology has progressed, things have gotten a little weirder. Some people have pointed out that once stabilized, you can make out certain muscle definition in the legs and shoulders that would have been almost impossible to replicate with the suit at the time. There's already a ton of information on this subject, so feel free to pause and go check out some of that. I'll leave a link for some good videos in the description, but other than that, let's move on. Number 2. The Skunk Ape photos. As her story goes, an elderly woman noticed that apples had gone missing from her back porch for 3 days. In an attempt to catch what she assumed was just pesky teenagers, she set up a motion sensor camera on her back porch. These pictures actually have an eyewitness account to go along with them. After seeing the flash, she ran out onto her back porch and, quote, "As I ran outside onto the back porch, I heard what sounded like orangutan noises. Like, I don't know what fucking noise an orangutan makes. Orangutan noise. Orangutan noise. They sounded like they were a good distance away, so I was more curious than scared. But then all at once the game camera flashed again, and I saw what looked to be some kind of big ape, only about 10 feet away from me. I'm a senior citizen, and if it wanted to have gotten me, there's nothing I could have done to have stopped it. I went back inside and called 911 and told them that there was some kind of ape in my yard, hoping that they would send animal control or someone to do something about it. I thought it was strange, but I just thought that it belonged to somebody who had a private zoo or collection, an orangutan or some kind of gorilla." End quote. No private collectors ever came forward as having a great ape going missing, and I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. Does this look like an orangutan or a gorilla to you? Let me know in the comments. Number 1! Sorry, number 1. I think I saw a skunk ape help. So this video was a relatively well kept secret for a while. It's my favorite possible Sasquatch or skunk ape sighting, and there's a reason it's number 1. It's titled, "I think I saw a skunk ape help," and it's actually a few years old now. It still has less than 1 million views, but in my opinion, it's probably the best piece of Bigfoot footage since the previously mentioned Patterson-Gimlin footage. Not much is known about the uploader or the origin of the video. The description states that it was taken in rural Mississippi, and it appears as though the person who uploaded it is the original person who took the video. The way it tears at the dead trunk to get the grub and termites that would be in the decaying layers of wood is pretty spot on for great ape behavior. You get a feel for its power, and as it tears away at the dead cypress, you can hear it breaking, and not only do I highly doubt that the average Bigfoot hoaxer would think to research great ape behavior beforehand, I don't see the average person just manhandling even a dead tree like that. It looks as though it's displaying some real power here. I obviously could be wrong. Like I said, I full on drank the Kool-Aid. The most notable part of the video is at the end though, as the figure in the video actually stands up and looks to be about 7 or 8 foot tall. At this point, like anybody else would, the person taking the video turns around and hightails it to anywhere that's not there. So this is my first Willy short. Probably going to call this a Lil Willy or something because I'm fun and I like to have fun around here. Let me know what you think, and if you have a Bigfoot story of your own, I'd love to hear it. Leave it in the comments below. I hope you have a great rest of your day, or night, whichever, it doesn't matter. If you like what you saw, feel free to eviscerate that like button and subscribe.